Well, hi. This feels like a full circle moment. So, welcome to the Embodied Transformation Podcast. If you have been here before and one of the other guys is, welcome back. And if you are new here, I am so glad that you found us. So, I am Louise Lewis. I am a conscious leadership coach, mentor, teacher. I used to be a tax litigation lawyer. And I definitely would put myself in the box of someone who learned the hard way that a life that looks perfect on the outside can feel pretty hollow and not yours on the inside. So I burnt out and left law towards the end of 2018. And at the time, I honestly thought that it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. I had the career, I had the savings, the marriage, the status, and outwardly, I looked very happy. And actually, for a long time, inwardly, I thought I was as well, because it's amazing. It's amazing how much we can lie to ourselves. But really, none of it felt like me. And I knew from about 2012 that law was not my thing, right? It was definitely not what I was here to do. But I sort of overrode, ignored, and pushed through that for another 6 years before it was like, okay, yeah, no, it's time to go. Um, and one of the things that I realized in that burnout situation, which was really the start of a great awakening, was I had built this entire life around other people's expectations of who I should be, what success should look like, who I thought I needed to be. Um, and you know what? It kind of worked out really well until it didn't. So, as I said before, the burnout was really the start of my great awakening and this journey back to myself. And again, this is why I said it sort of feels very full circle because I started this podcast, I think in 2021, but it could have been 2022. And it was called the Embodied Life Coaching Podcast. Okay. Um, because even then I knew that embodiment work, bringing in the nervous system and the body, was really at the heart of what I was here to do. Now, that kind of developed and evolved. And in 2023, again, I think this became the Your Way podcast because actually I recognized that sovereignty, doing life on your own terms, and really building that self-trust as a facet of doing the embodiment work, right, was something that I saw was deeply missing, especially in personal development spaces. Like we're so conditioned to, do things someone else's way and abandon ourselves and sacrifice ourselves and not come back into, well, what is it that I want? What is it that I am here to do? Um, and then now, and again, like very full circle, as my offers have evolved, as I have evolved, and as I've thought, I'm like, the Your Way podcast doesn't really work anymore. It doesn't fit. And I'm like, well, what is the thread, the cohesive thread that brings together everything that I do and everything that I embody and everything that I am? Um, And the obvious answer was the Embodied Transformation podcast. And it isn't really because I've changed direction. Yes, for sure. Like there is now a certification that people can do. I have developed the Embodied Transformation method. If you don't know what the Embodied Transformation method is, this is a 6-step six initiation process. It's not really like a framework, but a 6 initiation process to help a person take that journey back to wholeness. You can download there's a free masterclass, The Art of Embodied Transformation. If you haven't been through that yet, grab that in the show notes. It's completely free. It will basically walk you through the 6 initiations so you understand what it is that I'm talking about. And that method, so the method that I put together to do that class, I didn't create it for that class, but I sort of took this step back and was like, what is it that makes the way I work different to the way most coaches work? And what is the kind of the symbiosis? What is the holistic grouping of everything that really allows my clients to create holistic, lasting change, like that goes way beyond just awareness? And in putting that masterclass together and creating the method, it was really easy for me to see, okay, like these are the steps, these are the phases that help someone return back to their natural place, their wholeness, their essence. And there really isn't anywhere that is teaching this as an overarching methodology. Like you can go and do somatic training, you can go and do shadow work training, you can go and do mindset and awareness training, you can go and do spiritual stuff. But where is the space that allows you to bring it all together? And from there, the Holistic Awakening School was birthed, and the Embodied Transformation Method was birthed, and the Embodied Transformation Practitioner Certification, might be shortening that name next time, was created. But these sit alongside Louise Lewis coaching and Time Alchemy and the Wealthy Witches Mastermind. And this is what I realized in renaming the podcast. Everything that I do, whether it's Time Alchemy, which is a membership for conscious leaders who want to really work with time, live in rhythm with themselves and nature. It's very kind of seasonal, rhythmic, ritual, but ultimately, how are you taking care of yourself, basically. Or Wealthy Witches, which is a mastermind for established business owners who are ready to activate their soul mission and claim the wealth and impact that they were born for, right? Or the certification, which is where I train coaches, facilitators, therapists to do this work. All of it actually comes back to the same root, the same core process, which is the Embodied Transformation Method. And why is this method so important? Why is there going to be a podcast where I'm going to share different modalities, different tools, different ways of facilitating embodied transformation for yourself and others? It's because most of us have been taught that transformation is cognitive, that if we just think differently, understand our patterns, follow the right strategy, that change will follow. And there is some truth in that because you might be able to do things slightly differently with awareness and insight. But often, what you are doing from that place is still overriding, managing, pushing through, trying to deal with, because you have this understanding, but your nervous system and survival patterns are still saying, this is not safe. So either you won't be able to take the action or you take the action and it comes at such a great cost. And so this is where we want to layer in other elements, because real transformation isn't just cognitive. It also lives in the body, in the nervous system, in the cells, in your emotional capacity to be with the fullness of who you are, which isn't all just shiny, shiny, rosy, rosy, right? It's the light and the shadow. And when you can start working at that level, where you can start integrating nervous system intelligence with cyclical wisdom, with somatic embodiment, the ancient practice, the modern understanding, something stops happening. For yourself, as the client, you stop looking outside of yourself for answers. The leaders that I work with stop abandoning themselves in the name of achievement, of success, of what other people will think. And those who are supporting space for others do it more effectively, and they stop carrying responsibility that was never theirs to carry. And actually, this applies way beyond coaches, parents, partners. I mean, goodness me, did I take on responsibility that was not mine to carry in my marriage, in my family, etc., etc., right? So it's not limited to those of us who are like, I feel called to help other people. Um, and and so embodied transformation and the body transformation method is where we get to a place where we're not just understanding this stuff, we are living it. So I cannot wait to share more stuff on here. It's really interesting. It's like the I started out Embodied Life Coaching Podcast, and then decided it was all too a bit nerdy, it was too much. Took advice from a coach, never do that, always trust yourself. And sort of almost not dumb it down isn't the right word, but just try to soften and neutralize it all. What I want to do in this space is dial it up. I want to let nerdy Louise come in and geek out on some science, on some patterns, on how we actually do this stuff. I also want to do it in a way that's easy to understand and simple and doable. I don't think we need to be using necessarily all of the jargon that we learn in trainings. It's like, how do we make this work accessible and simple for people? So this is the plan for this podcast. So in solo episodes, I'm going to go deep on things like the principles, the practices, the philosophy behind the work. There will also be interviews as per, honest, real conversations with people, other conscious leaders, coaches, practitioners, humans who are doing this work in their lives and in the world. Because I also think it's super useful for people to see a variety of ways that we can be doing this work. I don't think my way is the best way. I had a chat yesterday with Lucy, who is supporting me in the certification, and she said, but I'm just conscious that we've both had different trainings and I don't want to overstep. And I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, I want you to bring your stuff into the group. There's things that you will have learned that I haven't learned. And there might be slightly different ways that you and I would do things. In which case, let's have a conversation as a group of like, okay, well, why does she do this? Why do I do this? What works, what resonates with other people. Like, there's not one way to go about this work. And this is what I want to bring here as well. It's like, can we learn these tools, digest these tools, embody these tools, and then adapt these tools so that it's frameworks, our ways of being, our ways of existing. And can we have sufficient flexibility within the tools, allow us to do that every single client? Because guess what, guys? We're all unique. We're all individual. You can't learn a 6-step plan and apply it to everyone in the exact same way because we all come to the work with different experiences, different patterns. I mean, often very similar flavors of patterns and experiences, but all different. Okay. And so, whether you are a conscious leader ready to transform your own life, welcome, you belong here. And if you are someone who facilitates this work for others, you belong here too. But also, let's not overlook that you have to do the work first. Yeah, because that's the bit that people often miss. So I am going to leave it there. Welcome to the new podcast. You'll get episodes when I decide to record them. That's how this is going to go. I'm going to trust myself. I am so excited to share this work with you. I'm excited to have new guests on. I'm excited to let you know what is happening. As before, if you have not downloaded the Art of Embodied Transformation Masterclass yet, it's completely free. Check it out below. That is going to give you so much magic. And keep an eye out for the next episode, which we will probably make live the same day as today. Because I have just recorded a video talking about why is it so hard to slow down and take care of yourselves. And I'm guessing that a lot of you might want to listen to that. All right, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now.